the input, hands off my Never's gonna come. On the tip of my tongue. I think I love you, I think
Oh my god, this feels so crazy. This feels so weird. Hey y'all, what's up and welcome to today's video. For those of you who are new and are not yet subscribed, hello, my name is Tyler with an O, and for those of you who are returning subscribers, already my people, already part of the family, welcome back and thank you for joining me for another video. First, let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room. This shirt. I'm just kidding. No, so I do have a special guest today. She doesn't have a name yet, but I actually felt like this was fitting. So this, okay, first of all, I know this story had nothing to do with the show. We're gonna get into it and I'm gonna make it really quick and I'm gonna keep this really brief. So this wig was actually a project of mine. I ordered it and I've kind of been like customizing it and everything just to give it a go, just to try my hand at wig customization and everything like that. So I did cut and layer it just a little bit and I still need to pluck the part. I have not got to that yet, but I felt like it was fitting for today's video because this episode of Pose really focused on gender, transitioning, transgendered individuals, just really bridging the gap and crossing the line between masculinity and femininity. For those of you who already know what this channel is about and have watched my previous videos, then you know one of the things I do here is makeup. And I just find it really funny how a lot of people will be okay with coming to my channel daily and seeing me do makeup videos and transformed with cosmetics and everything like that, but might have a problem, and I've seen people do have problems once a guy puts on hair or puts on a wig. And then all of a sudden, you know, like, it's just crazy to me how, like, I can really sit here, beat to the back fucking door, but then all of a sudden it's a problem when you add hair into the equation. So I felt like it was fitting because we're gonna be talking about gender. But anyways, with all that being said, let's just go ahead and get into today's episode. So this week's episode of Pose was called The Fever. And you know, I'm really liking what they're doing with the titles because the title applies to so many different things in an episode. It's not just like one situation or one quote or one line or anything like that. It just encompasses everything that they serve for us. Let's start with the obvious. Damon was feeling sick, he caught a fever, and the way that they set this show up and the way that, you know, it is in this time period, in this era, that could be a very scary thing because that's just an indicator of much bigger problems. A big theme of this episode again was doing the whole AIDS awareness, HIV awareness, safe sex, things like that. And it's almost funny because when I talked about one of the prior episodes, the one where Ricky and Damon first had sex on Christmas or whatever, that's one thing that I said. Was like, okay, they had sex and I kind of get worried because the whole AIDS epidemic and everything going around, but I was just confident that Damon and Ricky were having safe sex. So they were just like, oh, like there was this one time when like it fell off or it came off or whatever. So yeah, I was kind of worried. I didn't think that they were gonna diagnose Damon with HIV or AIDS this early in the episode, seeing as he's kind of like our star character, which I honestly don't even really feel like he is because at this point everybody is just outshining his storyline to the max, but we're gonna get into that too. But at the same time I wasn't sure because I was just like, well, maybe this is gonna be the fire underneath him that makes him like, you know, want to accomplish everything that he wants to accomplish before he dies, you know. Everybody in the house, including Pray Tell, went to go get tested for HIV and AIDS. Ricky and Damon came back negative. Unfortunately, Pray Tell came back positive, which I think, and it's great, one, that he's older and he has experienced this. Well, I won't say experienced this, but he's aware, he's informed, he's educated, and he's gone through this with other people. So at least it's not like he doesn't know what to expect. And that's so sad to say, but again, you gotta remember we're back in a time when the medicine and technology and everything like that wasn't what it is today. And you know, this very much was a death sentence. So that's number one. Number two, that he has Blanca by his side, you know, and she's going through it just like he's going through it. They're both positive. So just for like moral support, you know, he's not alone. So the second reason I think that The Fever is a good title is because the fever that's going around for these body enhancements. Now listen, I'm all for it. Like, I am all for, if you got the money, if you got the coin, and there's something about you that you want to change, then girl, have at it. I don't think it's anybody's business to criticize what other people want to do with their bodies, what other people want to put on their bodies, etc, etc. But yeah, it was just kind of like, it was weird that all of a sudden in this episode, like the two girls, well, and then almost Angel got caught into it, and then Elektra, like everybody's talking about going under the knife for their different procedures. Although Elektra's is different. She's actually going through with her sexual reassignment surgery, and her situation with her sugar daddy or sponsor, whatever you want to call it, well, I guess her boyfriend, her man's, I think it's really interesting that her dilemma is just like, he doesn't want me to do it, so I don't know if I want to do it. You know, I like myself the way that I am, and she's been trying to convince herself that that's, you know, she just doesn't want to do it because her mans don't want her to do it, and she's gonna like miss out on the opportunity. The reason that I think that that was kind of interesting is because, again, that's not a perspective that we often see, one. Two, I actually know people in similar situations. I'm not gonna say because of the sugar daddy or whatever, but okay, so full transparencies, I have friends who are sex workers. Sex work does not just mean prostitution. Let's be clear on that. And they are trans women, and they, for their sanity and for their mind and for their completion and soul, they want to have sexual reassignment surgery, or they want to get breast, or whatever the case might be. However, in their line of work, they found much success with their body the way that it is. And so that's one of the legitimate fears they have about going under the knife and going through with the transformation and operation, is that people aren't going to like me as a whole woman. Like, once I'm a whole woman, then there's nothing special about me. Once I have breasts and a vagina, there's a large portion of my clientele who sees me and comes to me because of how I am. That's how we say, like, oh, don't get big boobs, or don't get big lips, or don't get cosmetic surgery for anybody else. You have to do it for you, blah, 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 blah. That's kind of the same thing. Don't not get it because of somebody else. So yeah, she was talking to her mans or whatever, Elektra, and then he was basically saying like, okay, well, if this is, you know, I don't want you that way. And I thought it was interesting, like when he came back, he was saying like, oh, my most prized possession. Like, niggas really think that they are possessing these girls. I honestly expect her to be like, excuse me, sir, you don't own me, da 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 da. Like, you know, serve all Miss Bad Bitch that she serves when she's in the house or at the balls. But no, she damn sure took that laying down, literally. There was this one girl who just came from House of Extravaganza, came in there serving fish on a platter, girl, freshwater tuna. And she basically told her like, baby, you gotta do it, like, go for it. So anyways, Elektra's gonna go for it. The topic of sexual reassignment, then there's Angel. And Angel is, you know, also, she's feeling really insecure at this time. And she's my favorite character in the show so far. I guess Stan is having an issue where he can't get hard, or he's having trouble getting hard when they're together. She feels away, and she's basically saying like, you know, I'm not full woman, and that's what you're attracted to, and so that's why you're not getting hard, is because you like that and you don't like this anymore. Like, I knew you were gonna get tired of me, and I feel bad because regardless of what he says or what he does, that's always gonna be something in the back of her mind. Even if the thing was getting up and it was on and popping and sex was great and everything like that, in the back of her mind, she's still going to see that competition, especially for the fact that he's not gonna leave his wife to be with her. And she's always gonna think like, it's because I'm not a real woman. If I was a real woman, then we can do this. And I keep saying like real woman, she is a real woman. Let's be clear. But I just mean like fully transition, had the surgery, post-operative, everything like that. Angel had went with the other girl, oh, I don't remember her name. The darker girl who was trying to walk body and tried like 3 different times and kept failing or whatever because she was too skinny or whatever. They went down to the Hispanic man to go get pumped, okay, to go get their injections and whatnot. And I'm so glad that Angel was just like, girl, yeah, you go first. You go first. I'll watch. I'll sit this one out. Let me see how it goes. She didn't need it. And girl told her like, sis, like, you don't gotta worry about it because you can pass. Which, true tea, the other girl could have passed too. I don't even know why they were giving her so much, because like, she passed to me. I do think that's also an important issue that goes on in the community that I'm glad that this show brought light to. Also the risks with it, the complications that could happen. As you see, Miss Girl got sick and she has like bruising and stuff on her legs and everything like that. Like, it's a dangerous world. One thing I am glad that this show is doing is letting people know that there's a lot of struggle, there's a lot of problems, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of inner conflict that goes on in this scene, in their world, like, you know, in the LGBT world, in the ballroom world. I feel like from an outsider's perspective, they look at people of this community and think that everybody's just frolicking around, living in a fantasy world, having fun, playing dress up and wearing lipstick. And it's like, that's not the case. Like, people go through a lot. People are under a lot of pressure. All of the beauty standards and everything like that. These people are still trying to do that on top of just fighting to be accepted every day. And that's not a fight that you guys have to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, wow, it's just so naive for people to think like, oh, these people are just out here living a fantasy. They go play dress up at night. It's way more than that. I love the show. Like, I'm still here for the show. They are still doing a lot of character development in this episode. I remember I said last episode, you know, it was kind of like a little bit down here. And so I was expecting this episode to just come and like snatch my wig. Literally, figuratively, but it didn't give us that, and I'm okay with it because, again, there's some crucial character development that needs to be made. But yeah, y'all, that's all she wrote for this episode today. Make sure you're tuning in on Sunday for Pose on FX. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also, comment down below and let me know what you thought of this episode, prior episodes, what you're hoping to see, all things of that nature. And more importantly, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more of this Tyler with the No goodness. And I will catch you all on my next video. Peace. Who is she? I'm serving Blanca. You know what? I'm from the legendary house of, what is their house called? Evangelista. Actually, I'm not even serving Blanca. I'm serving Angel. All right, here come these loud ass cheering outside my window. Y'all need to keep it down. Hell.